What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Weekly GCap, the only source you'll ever need to catch up on all the gaming news from the last week. We have a lot to go through today, so let's go ahead and get right into this. First things first, The Walking Dead Destinies was announced. There's no release date for it just yet, and the trailer just said coming soon, but this looks really interesting. Basically, you're going to be able to play through the first 4 seasons of the show, and as you go, it's going to be sort of similar to like a Telltale game in a way, where you're able to decide the way that different events turn out and different choices that your characters make. And the thing that's really catching my interest is the fact that you're going to be playing through those events of the first 4 seasons of the show, so we're going to be able to see like these alternate timelines in a way of like what could have happened if certain characters made certain decisions at certain times from those first 4 seasons. Hopefully this does well enough so that maybe we could see some DLC or maybe a follow-up to it to where we could get like, you know, the latter half of the show, like those seasons, and play through those as well. But anyway, this will be coming to PS4 and 5, the Xboxes, Switch, and PC. Next up, Killer Bean was announced. This looks like a very interesting game. I'll just go ahead and quote the developers. This is a first/third person open world roguelike shooter, and they have a description in the description of the trailer, so let's go ahead and read this. Quote, every time you start a new single player campaign, everything changes. The locations change, the missions change, the characters change, the bosses change, and most of all, the story changes. Characters who you trusted before may turn against you. Enemies who try to kill you may end up helping you. Simple missions can turn into deadly traps. No 2 campaigns are the same. End quote. So, yeah, this sounds really interesting. It sounds like an almost endlessly replayable game. Maybe we'll see how this one turns out and just how many different variables are at play in a given playthrough. Anyway, there is no release date just yet, but you are able to wishlist it on Steam. So, I already wishlisted it because this sounds really interesting to me, and I highly recommend you guys do the same. Next up, and oh man, let me just tell you, I am so excited to be able to say this. Turok 3, Shadow of Oblivion. The remaster, it's official, it has been announced, it has been revealed, and it is being developed by the same people that made the Quake 2 remaster, which was phenomenal, and the System Shock remaster, which was also phenomenal. There's no release date just yet, it just says, you know, coming soon, but it'll be coming to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, Switch, and PC. I am so excited for this. And next up, while we're talking about remasters, another game was announced to be getting a remaster. That is Star Wars Dark Forces. Man, this is such an underrated gem in the lineup of Star Wars games. It was so good back in the day. And again, the same team that's working on the Turok 3 remaster, which again, reminder, they worked on Quake 2, System Shock, etc. They're also working on the Star Wars remake, so they got a lot going on behind the scenes right now, and this one will be coming to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, the Switch, PC. Again, no official release date. This one seems even farther off than the Turok 3 one. This was just, you know, them confirming that it is actually in development, but I am so excited for this. It is not even funny. Next up, we got a release date for Ghostrunner 2, a game that I am so excited for. If you haven't checked out the first one before, I highly recommend it. It is a very good game. It's lightning fast. It's like parkour action. It's really good. But anyway, this will be coming October 26th, which is actually my birthday, which is pretty cool. I might get this one as a little birthday gift for myself, you know. But anyway, it'll be coming to the PS5, Series S and X, and PC for those that were unaware. But yeah, just a little over 2 months out now. Next up, we got the release window for S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. Not an official release date, just the release window. It's going to be coming Q1 of 2024. So anytime between January or March, we'll be playing S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, hopefully. I've been heavily anticipating this game for a while, and obviously it's kind of had to get pushed back because of the things that have been going on in the homeland of the developers. If you know, you know. I hope that everything is going well for them right now, or the best that it can be. And, you know, the fact that they're still pushing through and making this game happen and putting it out, they have nothing less than my utmost love and respect. So, very excited for this one. And again, when it does release, I highly recommend, you know, even if you've just been slightly interested in this one, please do pick it up and support these developers. Next up, the Persona 3 Reload release date was announced. This coming from Gamatsu, quote, Persona 3 Reload will launch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Steam and Microsoft Store on February 2nd, 2024 worldwide, Atlas announced. It will also be available via Xbox Game Pass Digital. Pre-orders are available now. So, if you want to wait and just try it through Game Pass, if you have that, you can do so. But if you want to pre-order it, then you're able to do so now. Only the digital version, though. Me, personally, I'm going to hold out until I can get a physical copy. I mean, I do have Xbox Game Pass, so I will at least play it there, but in terms of actually owning the game, yeah, I'm gonna wait for that physical copy. You guys know me. The original Persona 3 is an absolute gem. I mean, any version of Persona 3, right? Whether it's Fez or whether it's portable, Persona 3 3 is just an absolutely amazing game. So if you've even been slightly on the fence about trying the series, Persona 3 is definitely a great way to dive in. The Persona 3, 4, and 5, it's one of those things where all of those games are fantastic. And again, it's sort of like the Final Fantasy games where none of them are connected, so you could dive in at any point. But I highly recommend any of those, and if you're deciding to wait until Persona 3 Reload comes out before diving into the series, again, this is a great way to get into it. The game looks phenomenal. I'm super excited for this one, and every time a new Persona game or remaster comes out, you know there's going to be a lot of people hopping in, trying it for the first time, new fans being made for the series, and it's just, it's always amazing seeing new people discover this series. So yeah, again, I highly recommend this one when it releases February 2nd. Next up, the Atari 2600 Plus was revealed. This one, oh, this made me so excited because for those of you that don't know, I love the Atari. Okay, there's something about the simplicity of the Atari and the games on there, and even for the more quote-unquote complicated games on there, right, like there's just something about that simplistic, just fun quality about them. But basically, this is going to be like a re-release of the original console, like literally beat for beat. It's just a re-release of the original console, except it's gonna have an HDMI port and, you know, some more modern like plugs on it and such. But yeah, it's literally just like a re-release of the console. It'll support the cartridges. Like, no other mini console that has come out has been able to do that, not that I'm aware of at least. So yeah, it'll support the original cartridges. It comes with a 10-in-1 game cartridge, and there's also going to be new Atari games releasing in the year of 2023 and beyond. Those being Mr. Run and Jump, Berserk, and then there's going to be like a 4-in-1 game compilation. This is coming out November 17th. It's going to cost $129.99. It is totally worth the price. I'm definitely going to be getting this one, and apparently it's also going to support the original Atari controllers, so if you still have like an original Atari stick lying around, you can use that. So yeah, super excited for this. It's not even funny. Again, this is close to my birthday, so you already know I'm going to get that as a little birthday gift for myself. Maybe a Christmas gift, I'm not sure. There's already a lot of games coming out around my birthday, but regardless, I'm going to be getting this one. Next up, we got some details on the PlayStation Portal. Oh man, let's just kind of go through the bullet points here. It's going to be remote play only. The PS5 must be turned on, and there's no dedicated streaming or features to speak of on this console. So it's basically going to be like a Wii U gamepad without the Wii U. It's literally just going to be like the gamepad, except, you know, your console has to be turned on, and yeah, and furthermore, it doesn't support Bluetooth. If you want to use headphones, you have to use their proprietary headphones and headsets and such. It's gonna cost $199, which even at that price point, I would argue that this is not worth it, because you can instead go get like an Android phone that is capable of these things already, like with streaming the games and such through remote play. And furthermore, I'm sure that phone would be capable of, you know, even running other games and doing more than this PlayStation Portal thing is gonna be capable of. Sure, the Android phone doesn't come with the dual senses on either side, or the half of the dual sense on either side, but yeah, this is an interesting decision, Sony. Again, you know, they're going to be releasing that streaming thing where you're able to stream PS5 games onto PlayStation Plus Premium soon. It would have made sense if they would have integrated that with this device, because then it would have been a great way to push that service and the device all at once, but they're not even doing that. It's just remote play with PS5. So, yeah. There's no release date for it yet either. They just said it's going to be coming later this year, so this is a thing. Next up, just something I wanted to highlight real quick. The reviews went live for Armored Core 6. Right now, it's sitting at an 87 on Metacritic. This game releases Friday, which by the time you guys are seeing this, it is Friday, which means I have already purchased this game and I am already playing it, because my excitement for Armored Core 6, I've been talking about it nonstop on this show for the last couple episodes. I am so excited for this game. It is not even funny. I grew up on like Armored Core 4. Played a bit of 5, but like 4 was my stuff back in the day, so yeah, you already know, I'm diving into this game day one. I am so excited. Next up, this story is, it's honestly pretty sad. So Charles Martinet will no longer be voicing Mario. For those of you that don't know, the person that has been voicing Mario for the last 20 plus years at this point, you know, all the Let's Go, Super Mario Odyssey, yeah, all that stuff, that's been Charles Martinet, right? But I'll just go ahead and read it. This is coming from Nintendo on X, quote, "We have a message for fans of the Mushroom Kingdom. Please take a look. Charles Martinet has been the original voice of Mario in Nintendo games for a long time, as far back as Super Mario 64, which, I'm just going to cut it off right there. They said as far back as Super Mario 64, but if you know the history, the first time Charles Martinet actually voiced Mario would have been on that Mario typing game. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. Just something I wanted to put in there, but I understand why they reference Super Mario 64, because that's just one that everybody knows. this, but anyway, Charles is now moving on to the brand new role of Mario Ambassador. With this transition, he will be stepping back from recording character voices for our games, but he'll continue to travel the world sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all. It has been an honor working with Charles to help bring Mario to life for so many years, and we want to thank and celebrate him. Please keep an eye out for a special video message from Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles himself, which we will post at a future date, end quote. Now, for those of you that don't know, he also voiced other characters in the Mario games like Luigi and Wario and Waluigi, but for most folks, most notably, it was Mario, you know, like the face of the game and the Super Mario Bros. Franchise as a whole. But yeah, this is really sad. Yeah, I mean, what do I even say? You know, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that can relate for like Super Mario 64 and all the Mario games that followed that where he voiced the character. It's just, it has such a special place in our hearts, in our memories, between the nostalgia for it and the love for those games. Just, you know, booting up a new Mario game and hearing like Super Mario Odyssey and like all that other stuff, you know, like whenever a new Mario game comes out and he says the title of the thing, then you're playing the game, you hear him the whole time like wahoo and doing all his Mario things. It's just, oh man, it's just, it really makes me sad. You know, I hope that at the very least before they had him leave, they made like well, what I would really love to see, right? Like a remake of Super Mario 64. So you know, every time how Mario falls out of the painting, he goes like, oh, mamma mia. Man, can we please just get a remake of Super Mario 64 with one, like, remade, redone, remastered, Mamma Mia, from Charles Martinet? Just, oh, man, so many memories with these games. It's really sad, but I wish him nothing but the best in his future endeavors. No amount of words can express my love and thanks for everything that he's done for, you know, not only fans of the Mario series, but just the gaming industry as a whole, because Mario is such a huge thing, and that voice is just, it's so iconic. It's just, whoever ends up voicing Mario next, I've seen a lot of people online saying, you know, they got big shoes to fill, but the way I see it, these are shoes that cannot be filled. People can try, people will come along, and there will be new takes on Mario, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm not gatekeeping. You know, of course we need a new voice for Mario now that Charles Martinet won't be doing it anymore, but these aren't shoes that need to be filled. These are just shoes that simply cannot be filled. Charles Martinet and the way that he voiced Mario, it never can be replaced, and those shoes cannot be filled. I hope that we get another good voice actor and hopefully somebody that can become the icon or kind of like, you know, like have that iconic thing about them for the next generation of Mario fans. Next up, unfortunately, the sad news does not stop. The Xbox 360 store is going to be closing down. On July 29th, 2024, Xbox will stop supporting the ability to purchase new games, DLC, and other entertainment content from the Xbox 360 store on the console and the Xbox 360 marketplace, marketplace.xbox.com. Related to this change, the Microsoft Movies and TV app will no longer function on the Xbox 360, which means TV and movie content will no longer be viewable on your Xbox 360 after July 29, 2024. Between now and July 2024, you can continue purchasing games and DLC from the 360 store and at the 360 marketplace. This change will not affect your ability to play 360 games or DLC you have already purchased. 360 game content previously purchased will still be available to play, not only the Xbox 360 console, but also Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S devices via backwards compatibility. So yeah, this is a pretty big hit on the preservation front. Once again, every time that they shut down these stores, the preservation of these games automatically takes a hit, whether you want to admit it or not. Because this isn't quite like the Xbox One and PS4, where there's a lot of games that weren't released physically, but this is one of the first consoles being shut down. Where there was a lot of games that were only released digitally, whether that be certain indie games or certain Xbox arcade games. The majority of 360 and PS3 games were released physically, but especially on the 360, there was a good bit that was still only released digitally that is still on sale to this day. So once the 360 store goes away, there will be no official means to get them. But thanks to certain, you know, sites out there and certain communities, we'll say, there is still ways to access these games, and I'm hoping for whatever games haven't been backed up already on these certain sites and such, that those people are able to get in there and actually get these things backed up before it goes down, or at least create some sort of alternative, sort of like how the 3DS now has the 8 shop. If it's not something like that, then at the very least I hope that these ROMs are backed up somewhere. Otherwise, these games will just simply be gone to time. Like, they'll just simply be gone, erased. All I'm saying is, once the Xbox 360 store goes down, and some of those games that aren't backwards compatible and aren't official by any means, like, as long as the games aren't official by any legal or official means, then honestly, I don't see anything wrong with us putting our eye patches on and getting the games how we have to get the games, if you catch my drift. I'm not insinuating anything. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying I don't see anything wrong with it. If they're going to take away our only official and legal means of doing things, then I'm sorry. But the eye patch is going on, and I'm going to get these games one way or another. You can try to take these games away from me, but I'm not going to let it happen. Next up, the Game Awards are confirmed to be happening this year. I'm sure we all expected this, but, you know, they just wanted to make it official now. This coming from, you know, the Game Awards Twitter account, quote, "It's official. Hashtag the Game Awards is back live on Thursday, December 7th at Peacock Theater, LA, celebrating 10 years and this year's amazing games along with world premieres and new game announcements, public tickets, sales, and more show details coming this fall," end quote. So, yeah, we got more Game Awards to look forward to this year. I'm really excited to see what the Game of the Year lineup is going to be. I have a feeling Tears of the Kingdom, Starfield, and probably Baldur's Gate 3. I think those three will be in the running, like, kind of going head-to-head. Regardless, I'm super excited, you know, the Game Awards is always kind of like the E3 season, quote-unquote, of the winter of, like, the latter half of the year, so super excited for this. Can't wait to see what the Game Awards has in store for us this year. And finally, I have a recap of Gamescom Opening Night Live. Every single thing that was shown, announced, if it had a presence there, we're going to be talking about it, so let's go ahead and just get through this. First off, Starfield got a live-action trailer, Little Nightmares 3 was announced, Black Myth Wukong got a gameplay trailer, Killing Floor 3 was announced, so excited for that one. Killing Floor 1 and 2 were absolutely amazing, put thousands of hours into Killing Floor 2. Age of Empires 4 Anniversary Edition was announced and then just kind of shadow dropped into Game Pass, which was awesome. Zack Snyder showed up and talked about the Rebel Moon movie. We got some Crimson Desert gameplay. We saw a Payday 3 heist featuring Ice-T, which was pretty cool. We got another look at Assassin's Creed Mirage, still looks great, so excited for that one. Tekken 8 will be releasing in 2024. It's a shame it couldn't come out this year. Could you imagine if we had Tekken, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat all in one year? That would have been legendary. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, they had their like official campaign gameplay reveal. So excited for that one. For those of you that don't know, I'm a huge Call of Duty fan. I buy them every year. I'm a sucker, what can I say? But the game looks really good. Gonna be pre-ordering that Vault Edition as soon as I can. Nightingale will enter early access in early 2024. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Honkai Star Rail will begin its PS5 test soon, and we also got a trailer for Genshin Impact's new update. Zenless Zone Zero got a new trailer. Lords of the Fallen was there. Sonic Frontiers The Final Horizon DLC. Sonic Superstars. Fort Solis. Expedition. The Crew Motorfest. Cyberpunk 2077. Phantom Liberty. We got a trailer for that and some more info. Got some Stormgate gameplay. Last Epoch, however you're supposed to say that. A trailer for Armored Core 6. A Warhaven trailer. Mortal Kombat 1, new content was announced for that, which it's crazy how much content they've announced for this game despite the fact that it's not even out yet. Aura History Untold. Diablo 4 Season of Blood. Dustborn. Thank Goodness You're Here, which is like a comedy game of some sort. It looks really like, I'm trying to think of what the word is. Maybe not innovative, but just like creative. It's something you don't see a lot, like comedy games. Like, it looks pretty cool. And then Alan Wake 2 gameplay. We got some gameplay of that, and the game was then delayed to October 27th. So, you know, it wasn't delayed by that much. This isn't a thing where it needed to be delayed so they can fix up the game a bit more. It's rather, the middle of October right there is getting really crowded, so they just kind of wanted to push it off to the end of October. It's still a little crowded there, but at least it's just slightly out of the way now, so now it won't be in the middle of all those releases. It can kind of like stand on its own, but not really, because everything else is still so close to it. So I don't know, they're trying, okay? Like, everybody's just trying to figure out all these release dates, because this year has been a great year for gaming. In the second half of the year, or like this last quarter of the year coming up, it's things are about to get insane. But anyway, that's all the stories that I got for you guys this week. I know this was just a packed show, so many stories, so many things to go over, but now I'd definitely love to hear from you guys. What are your guys' thoughts on everything that we talked about? Whether it's the PlayStation Portal, the Atari 2600 Plus, all the new game announcements, Gamescom, whatever it is, whatever you're thinking, I'd definitely love to hear from you guys. But anyway, this is Weekly GCap. New episodes go live every single Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern, so if you want to catch them as soon as they go live, well then, now you know when to be here. But anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day and an amazing weekend. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.